All right, for this question, you see that there are variables in the answer choices, and you got a variable here. So a number that we could start off with, easiest number is x equals 2. And you're not going to use x equals 3 because it's going to be a weird fraction on the bottom. So you could start with 2. Every single time you see an x, plug in. So it's going to be 2 over 2 plus 3 over 2 squared plus 1 over 2 times 2, which is going to equal 1. That simplifies to 1 plus 3 over 4 plus 1 over 4. Because these are the same, you could add the top two numbers, and these two are going to add up to 4 over 4, which is basically 1. Okay, and bring down this one right here. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So our target number is 2. That's the answer. But you don't see 2 in A, B, C, and D. But what you would have to do is take your x, which we chose as 2, plug it into the answer choices until you find the correct answer. Match made in heaven. So we're going to go to answer C, go directly to the answer to save time. 5x plus 6 over 2x squared. Okay, so if you take your x is 2, that's going to be 5 times 2 is 10 plus 6 is 16 over 2 squared is 4 times 2 is 8. 16 over 8 is match made in heaven. You could ask the question after I'm done with the entire page. Okay, so next we're going to go to number 9, just for the time's sake for the YouTubers. It says the sum. What does the sum mean, everybody? Adding. Okay, so 4 consecutive numbers. So I got 4 consecutive numbers here. Do you guys know what the word consecutive means? It means one after another. Okay, so if it says 4 consecutive numbers, 1 through 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If they say 4 consecutive odd integers, 1 through 10, you go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, not including 10. Do you guys get that? So consecutive means in order. So we know that there's a sum, so all of these are going to be added. We got 4 consecutive odd integers that can be represented by the equation s equals 4n minus 12. What does n represent? Okay, so what we could do is plug in our first number. So I'm going to do easy numbers, 1, 3, 5, and 7. And we're going to add this up. So that's 4 plus 9, 5 is 9, plus 7 is 16. Okay, so 16 is going to, it says the sum is going to be the sum. Okay? And then it says this sum is represented by the equation. So we have s equals sum. 16 then will equal 4n minus 12. Do you guys see why we're equaling it to 4n minus 12? It says that it's represented by this equation. Okay? So they want to know what does n represent. So basically they're saying solve for n. Okay, so you go plus 12. That cancels out. Plus 12 on this side. You're going to get 8, 28, 4n. Okay, so divide out the 4. And you're going to get n equals 7. Okay? But you don't see n equals 7 in the answer choices. But they start doing all these other things like, is this number, is this the least of the 4? No, 1 is. A is out. Use process of elimination, okay? A is out. B, is this the average of the 4? No. Cross that out. Is this the mode? Mode means you see it the most. No. Is this the greatest of the 4 integers? Yes, it is. 7 is here. It's the greatest of the 4, and that is the correct answer. Okay, and then let's move to number 10. And can you guys see my text coming through on the screen? Yeah. Okay. John's car can travel m miles on 1 gallon of gasoline. Okay, so we're going to do this many miles on 1 gallon. Okay, after filling his gas tank, John drove X many miles. So you know what? Let me start off. Let me do something realistic, okay? We're going to do 10 miles for 1 gallon of gas. Let's say I have an expedition, okay? So I'm going to get 10 miles for every gallon. Do you guys see how I came up with this number? Okay? I just used a number. That's kind of realistic, okay? And then after filling his gas tank, he's going to drive, and I'm going to use a number for X that is going to complement the number 10. That's going to be easy. So I'm going to say he's going to drive 20 miles. Because if he uses 1 gallon of gas for 10 miles, how many gallons is he going to use for 20? 2. That's easy math that you guys could do, right? That's why I'm using a number like 20. So if the gasoline costs $2.75 a gallon, okay, this is the cost of gasoline. And how many gallons did I use? Okay, so this is something you need to know. I used 2 gallons. And we know that each gallon is $2.75. Which of the following represents how much it will cost John in dollars to refill his gas tank? If it was at full and I drive 20 miles, how do I refill it back? I got to fill up 2 gallons, right? So 2 gallons times 275, and this is a no calculator section, so you got to be able to do the math, is 10, that's 14, 5, so it's going to be $5.50 is going to be how much I need to pay Costco to fill up my gas again. Okay? This is my target number. And so when I go to the answer choices, I need to use my X, which is 20, and my M, which is 10, to plug in. And I'm going to go directly to the correct answer so we don't waste any time. If you go to answer A, it's 2.75x over M. Okay, so really what that is 2.75 times 20. Okay, and you're going to divide that by M, which is 10. So what you could do here, since you're not allowed to use your calculator, is you know that when there's a number up here with a 0 and there's a 0 down here, you could cross it out. So really all you got to do is multiply 2.75 times 2, which I already did here, and I know that this is going to be 550. So I have my match made in heaven.